Hello everyone! Today we are back at the Kanagawa Yamato Antique Market. It used to be called the Curio Market, but it seems like they rebranded the English name recently. We've been here before. It's in Kanagawa Prefecture next door to Tokyo. We are visiting here in the height of summer. That's when this was recorded. Took a couple of months off from posting on YouTube to reset the algorithms. I needed it to calm down. It sounds counterproductive for a YouTube channel, but I had my reasons and it worked. So welcome back everybody. Thanks for waiting and joining me again. And hello to everybody who's new. I hope you all enjoy the video today. These are traditional Japanese aprons called maikake and a box of kokeshi here. I did pick this one up. It's called the Kijiyama type from Akita Prefecture, but she had some issues with her face when I took her home and realized then. Always check the kokeshi. Like there's one over here which is obviously spun round or something. Can you see there? Also in the summer, need to be careful with your hands being sweaty because the paint will rub off onto your hands and then back onto the kokeshi, and it's a whole lot of messiness. Actually, with a lot of the markets, there's less vendors during the summer months. It's just too hot for them and less people visiting. Now this is very cute. It's a Naruko style kokeshi, but it's also specifically known as Oshin kokeshi. We took the north exit of Yamato Station today and we took a right immediately, and then we've gone further on in that direction. Basically, this market is held on either side of the station. It's pretty big, maybe about 300 stalls. And also, I wanted to say for all of the content that I make, within the description box below, we'll have the names of the stations that are nearest to wherever that's featured. So please take a look if you're interested in visiting any of these places. I think this is possibly mashiko ware. They're well known for this reddish-orange glaze called kakiyu, which translates as persimmon glaze. Must be named for the color of the fruit. An old ice shaver. At this point, I am needing shaved ice, kakigori. If you're in Japan in the summer, you must try kakigori. There's so many types now and even specialist cafes. A couple of hagoita, which are wooden paddles used in a traditional New Year's game called hanetsuki. A shigaraki ware frog. Frogs symbolize fertility and career advancement, and also there's wordplay. Kaeru means frog, and kaeru means to come back, so the frog represents a safe return. There were quite a few people around me who were looking at that large plate, which is actually for display rather than for practical use, but beautiful glazing on it. This booth had quite a few Edo period plates, probably latter part of the Edo period. Like this one here with the scene with the mountains and the houses and trees. And over here, this has got Mount Fuji all around the rim of the plate, which is pretty cool. And over here, this is seto ware. And see the circular pattern along the rim there? These are called horse eyes, umanome zara. So horse eye plate. Here are soba choco, which are soba noodles dipping broth cups. And these are mainly from the Edo period. I think they are all from the Edo period, actually. Late Edo, but hand-painted. Often when it's transferware, you've come into Meiji period. Collecting soba choco has become popular again recently in Japan. And over here, there are some damaged ones or with repairs. Like this one here, I think it has a repair on it. There, by my thumb. So it's only 1,000 yen. But you could actually try and repair it better with some kintsugi or something like that, if you know how to do it well. And this one I'm just going to pick up. The blurred parts make me think of konnyaku inban, which is a type of transferware from the Edo period. Konnyaku is a type of yam in Japan, and inban means transferware. But konnyaku, the yam, wasn't actually used to do the stamping. Something probably similar in consistency to produce these kind of blurry images. These are hanten, which are much thicker fabric than the happy coats or happy jackets that you see people at matsuri and festivals wearing when they're carrying the mikoshi, the miniature shrines, or they're not really miniature, but the portable shrines, not miniature. I like this one, very, very simple design. I like the fact that it's just white and navy. This one is cool. It's got some sashiko on it. See the embroidery at the back? And then there's a really thick fabric, often the firemen's jackets. And that's not a bad price for it at 100,000 yen. It can go far higher, especially if they're more decorative. Great to hear people having a good time. These are scraps of indigo-dyed vintage and antique fabric, which are great if you're creative and can make patchwork mats or coasters. We're now going to head to the other side of the station. They sometimes have bands or singers on, so that's what you heard a bit just then. Looked a bit too busy there to film, so we'll keep on walking. I tend to spend more time usually in this other section that we're going to. Here we are. The stall directly in front almost always displays a bright and eye-catching kimono. We're going to go left though. Still quite a few people come to support the vendors even in this humidity and heat. It's quite impressive. Some mizusashi containers where you keep water in for tea ceremonies. And those things in pouches are tea caddies. They're called chaire, and so are these lacquerware ones. They're called natsume. That's an old miso container on the floor. That's cool. And some more plates, mini glass bottles, some haori. Make sure you check the inside fabric that it's also in good condition. And those red lacquered pieces are massive sake cups used for wedding ceremonies at Shinto shrines. On the right, those are handmade cloth sandals called nunozori, but they're for inside, they're slippers. This is a regular vendor, and he always has his sake cups nicely displayed in these wooden boxes. I love it when a vendor really takes time on his display, like this one. I think this might be the vendor that also sells in Kyoto. Some of them do that, they move around to different markets. And this is still the same stall. See how the display is just so? I think it's done really well. He has quite a selection of pottery and ceramics from different regions and also different eras. This vendor is popular because he has these woven baskets made of wild grapevine, and they usually cost between 30,000 to 50,000 yen, but can also go higher in price. Now, he also sells a variety of these vintage enamel signs, horo kanban. They started producing them here in Japan in the late 1880s. They were widely used for advertising during the 1950s through to the 1970s, like these ones you typically find at antique markets. And yes, the one you just saw was for roach catchers. I apologize for some of the erratic filming on this episode. I know I keep banging on about how hot it was, but it really was. Next summer, I'm going to just film indoors, I think. That's an interesting sign. I wonder where that's from. What period of time? It has got a big crack down the middle, though. More tea ceremony utensils. And drums. More drums. I like the woodblock print, the Sosaku hanga. Unfortunately, I cannot see what the price is on there. Hand-painted sometsuke bottles, and that's a dried gourd, hyotan. I'm loving that massive basket at the back. A large Kamen Rider and Ultraman figurine, and I love this Ranma. Ranma is a decorative wooden piece that you put above the sliding doors. It fits above them. Oh, the ladies who just passed by were wearing really nice indigo dyed fabric. Some lacquerware trays, but nothing really standing out for me. More antique cups and dishes. I like what's being framed down there. they are handles for fusuma, which are the sliding doors in traditional homes. Just a mini 3-minute haul today. I bought this cabinet off a vendor from Yamato Antique Market, but at his Ebina market stall the week prior, and he told me to see him in Yamato because he was going to give me these pieces of scrap fabric, hagire, to line the top shelf with. Super kind. So he chose these two for me. I was going to use the dark one, but I ended up lining it with the lighter blue for the summer like this, and I might swap it out now that we're actually getting into the cooler months. From the same vendor, but on a different day, I bought this small ornamental papier-mâché tengu mask. I thought it was really neat. You can see what paper was used to make it on the other side. The vendor didn't have any background information on this one, so I don't know what date it's from, but the yellowing of the glue on the beard and eyebrows indicates enough aging to presume maybe mid to late Showa period, so I'm thinking 1950s to 1980s. Didn't purchase those Aizome indigo coasters at the market as I already had these unused vintage ones. These I got from an online flea market. I wanted to show you how much lighter these ones are. So not all indigo dyed products are the same deep blue, there's different shades. These ones are tie-dyed, which we call shibori zome. Stencil and wax resistance dyeing techniques are also the norm for aizome. I like how the tie-dye is a really simple floral design. Picked up a few kokeshi from Yamato. All of them are dento kokeshi, traditional types. The darker ones on the left are from Ebina Market. Then these are again from Yamato, and the most expensive being 500 yen, which is about $3.35. Went to a seaside small town festival after Yamato, and I found this at their mini flea. A small glass pitcher from the Showa period with etchings of grapes, a typical motif of the time. Finally, this fox-shaped vase from Yamato Market. Remember early on in the video where there was a mashiko-ware vase? He usually has a 500 yen table, so I picked it up there. After researching it, I think it's probably not Japanese and it's maybe from Europe. I saw one sold on Etsy where it's described as from the 1970s and Romanian, so not sure. Do you recognize it? Anyhow, I love the shape of it, and I added a flower frog and some flowers left over from my birthday, and I think it looks alright. Okay, so the next video will also be of a market, but filmed in less sweaty October, so a calmer experience. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and see you again super soon.